Welcome back to the Anfield Exchange, and it's finished Liverpool 2, Arsenal 2. We managed to pick up a point against the best team in Europe, but there's a bigger conversation to be had here, and we're going to talk about the elephant in the room. It's the booing that Trent Alexander Arnold got. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there that are hurt by Trent leaving for Real Madrid, whether that's the right thing to do, booing him when he comes onto the pitch. I personally, I don't mind it. I've never booed a player, but I've also never felt as betrayed by a player as I have on this occasion with Trent, for the way he's leaving and the way he is joining Real Madrid. It's been a long time in the making, and I think a lot of fans feel just as frustrated. I know we say you don't boo a player when he wears the red of Liverpool, but if I'm being honest, in that game today, I didn't see Trent Alexander-Arnold as a red of Liverpool. I saw Trent Alexander-Arnold of Real Madrid. It's a tough one because we shouldn't be booing players, especially. I think what hurts the most is take away the transfer element and take away the way that he's leaving and all that stuff. I think what hurts the most is that we've seen this guy come into the team from the youth academy from such a young age, and he's gone on and look, he has won everything for Liverpool, and it's hard to see that this is how we're ending things. And look, Trent must be upset about it. To be honest, I don't really give a shit about how Trent's feeling about it. I'm more bothered about how Liverpool move forward and how we progress as a football club. For me, the big mistake, and I think everybody's already identified this. I think the big mistake came from Arne Slot by bringing him onto the pitch. And I've just heard his press conference after the game as well, where he said that, look, if Trent gives me the best chance of winning a football match, I'm going to use him. I find that slightly misleading, to be honest. When we consider, if we go back to the Chelsea game, the changes you made in that Chelsea game wasn't to give Liverpool the best chance of winning. We all know nobody cares about the results in these fixtures. We are Premier League champions. We've got that under our belt. I don't believe that Arne Slot really believes that as well. I suppose I understand it from a manager's point of view, where he has to come out and appear to be doing everything he can to win football matches. But yeah, just name, when you look at Chiesa not even making the bench and Darwin Núñez on the bench, two players that it looks to me will be leaving next year. I think the reason Chiesa's not getting the minutes that we all want him to get is because they've already got a plan to sell Chiesa, and I just don't think they want to risk him getting injured and jeopardising that sale. We all know Núñez is going to be leaving in the summer. Why put Trent on the bench? Certainly, obviously, I know Núñez was on there, but certainly over Chiesa. Chiesa is loved by the fans. The fans want to see him playing football. It doesn't matter if he's leaving in the summer. He's give everything to the club while he's been here. And I'm not saying Trent hasn't, but then there's this underlying sort of theory that Trent has been manufacturing a move away from Liverpool in this style on a free transfer for quite a while now. It was always going to be a mixed reception. I think, look, I'm not going to tell people how to feel, but I don't mind the booing. I don't mind the booing because that's just Liverpool fans expressing how they feel and how betrayed they feel from Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's caused this situation. He's put himself in a position where this could happen. Arne Slot hasn't helped things by selecting him. I think that's probably the only mistake he's made this year by putting him in the squad and bringing him on for Conor Bradley. I thought it was brilliant, the fact that the Liverpool fans started singing about Steven Gerrard as he was coming on. I thought that was probably the I don't want to say the correct way to go about it, because again, I do look, I feel betrayed by Trent. I don't mind the booing. I really don't. I think when you've made a decision, and it's not even the fact that he's leaving for Real Madrid. I don't mind the fact that he's leaving for Real Madrid. I don't begrudge anybody who wants to leave a club. It's just the way he's gone about it, and the 10 years he's given us of how this means more, and all he wants to do is captain Liverpool, and he's got those opportunities, but he's throwing it all away. Yeah, I mean, it's a tough one. I don't want to focus too much on the Trent thing, really, because we are still in party mode. We've won the league. This should be a positive time for Liverpool fans, and like I say, it just, from the minute Trent came on, it became tense and awkward, if that's a word. Why put the stadium through that? Why put that negative spin on the party, on the title celebrations? There's no need for it. He's not going to be here. There's 2 games left. He's not going to be here after that. Just leave him out the squad. I don't want to see Trent. I don't want what is a positive thing to turn into a negative. So there really is no need for Trent. We've got Conor Bradley back. I think the correct thing of it, look, Conor Bradley got booked 6 or 7 minutes before Trent came on. So I understand your theory of taking Conor Bradley off. I understand that. You don't want him to get sent off. You don't want him to miss the celebrations or anything like that. But you've got Jarrell Quansah, who you've been telling us all season can play at right back, who has come on and played at right back. Why wouldn't you bring Quansah on for Conor Bradley instead of Trent? There was, I think look, they know Trent's going to be on the parade. I think they're trying to get Trent the reception he wants, but he's not going to get that. He's not going to get that, and rightly so. He doesn't deserve that. I would say fair play to the Liverpool fans who did boo him, because it's not something Liverpool fans normally do, and I think it was a ballsy move from the Liverpool fans. And look, the concept of it, I agree with completely. I think Trent needs to know that, and not just Trent. Like, look, Canate is on that pitch as well. We don't know what's happening with his new contract. We've heard reports that Real Madrid might be interested in Canate. If we can, as fans, if we can set the example that no, you will not be accepted no matter who you are if you disrespect this football club, then maybe that, who knows, maybe that will send a message to Canate and any players that are thinking of doing the same in the future. So yeah, I don't mind it at all. I'm glad it wasn't just let's cheer him for everything he's done, because I don't think football works that way. Jurgen Klopp said it best. Jurgen Klopp said it's something along the lines of it's not what people think when you come into the club, it's what people think when you leave the club. And for everything Trent Alexander Arnold has done in the last 9-10 years, this eradicates all of it. It's not an easy thing to talk about, because it's a position none of us ever thought we would find ourselves in. I mean, me for one, I just assumed Trent, being a Scouser, being a supporter of Liverpool, would be at Liverpool for the remainder of his career, for his whole career. Maybe it's a naive view. Modern football, you don't tend to get one club people anymore. So maybe there's a little bit naivety from that point of view. But when you see someone like Trent Alexander-Arnold who tells you how much it means to play for Liverpool and all that sort of spiel that he's given us over the time that he's been playing, and then for him to leave in the manner he's left in, for me it eradicates all that. I've said previously, I don't want to see him at the parade. Does he deserve to be at the parade? Probably, for what he's done for Liverpool, but I don't want to see him there, because, like I say, I've waited 35 years for this moment, for the title, to celebrate with the fans. I just don't want any negativity towards that. And today was the first point of negativity that we've seen from Trent coming onto the pitch. That's what we don't need. And like I say, in the game against Brighton, the game against Palace, certainly the game against Palace, there is absolutely no need for it. There is no need for us to have anything negative happen in that game. And I'll actually be really frustrated with Arne Slot if seeing the reaction Trent got today. I will be massively, massively surprised if he plays Trent again. But then equally, would I be surprised? I don't know, because obviously what he's come out in his presser and said is that if Trent's going to help him win football matches, then he's going to play him. That's all well and good. So where were McAllister today? Do you know what I mean? Why did Endo, Elliott, Quansah, why did they all start against Chelsea? If you're telling me you want to go out and win football matches and play your best players, then play your best players. But don't be giving people minutes then, because evidently at Chelsea, against Chelsea, it wasn't about winning the football match. It was about giving some players who deserved minutes, some minutes on the pitch from the offset, who haven't played most of the season. It wasn't about the win. It was never about the win. And no, to be honest, the Liverpool fans, I don't know one Liverpool fan that really gives a shit about how we get on from now to the end of the season. Yeah, there's not really much more I can say on the Trent thing. I don't think I would have personally booed him. I think I probably would have just ignored the fact, let him come onto the pitch, and just then carry on the party. But yeah, I mean, look, let's get on to the game. I'm not going to spend too long on the game because, like I say, it was a nothing game for Liverpool. It was a day that was supposed to be all about the Guard of Honour. We got the Guard of Honour. Lovely to see. It was lovely to see Arteta getting a bit irate in his press conference afterwards, moaning about Arsenal's sort of first 20-minute performance and whatnot. Look, Arteta for me is a little petulant child, the way he acts, and yeah, we're not going to talk about Arteta, but yeah, I thought the first half, I thought we were sharp. I thought look, the lads have been on holiday this week, and I think some of them are due to go on holiday again next week. It's shown there was no pressure on these guys, and the first half I thought we played really well. Couple of good goals from Gakpo and Diaz. Obviously Robbo getting his first assist as well, which is lovely to see, because obviously he's coming for a little bit of stick. In terms of players, I thought starting Curtis Jones, I understand why he's done it, but his performance against Chelsea last week wasn't the best. I think if you're giving people chances based off performances, Endo was brilliant against Chelsea, so I thought it were a little bit unfair on Endo not to start, and what we've already touched on Chiesa obviously not even being on the bench. Some nice banners out there. The Arteta one, always a bridesmaid, never a bride. If you saw that, I thought that was hilarious. Probably one of the best banners I've ever seen. But yeah, first half we looked sharp. We got a good lead, 2-0 up. Second half, it looked like the players were back on their holiday. Arsenal came out, got back into it. I thought, obviously, the Trent, without going on it too much, when Trent did come on, I thought we lost a little bit of pizzazz, I think is the word. I thought we lost a little bit. I think a lot of the players didn't really know what to do as well. I know Salah was trying to signal to the fans, and Szoboszlai and Gakpo didn't really understand why he were getting booed. I think that's a sign, not so much more Salah, but I think Szoboszlai and Gakpo, that's a sign of a couple of players who have been there for not long enough to understand what Trent has done for us, and how the way he's leaving us is such a negative. It has a negative impact on the fans. But yeah, look, end of the day, it was a nothing game. We got a Guard of Honour. I didn't expect to see Trent today. We obviously did. I'm sure you guys will all have your opinions on that. Let me know in the comments. It was nice to see that Madrid got beat in the El Clasico as well. We got beat 4-3. So they're all but out of the title race now. So it looks like it's pretty much a trophyless season for Madrid. So Trent will be going to obviously enjoy that. And look, the season's nearly over. We're counting down the days really till the Crystal Palace game where we get to lift the trophy. Counting down the days to the parade. I'm going to be there. I've got my new Liverpool shirt, number 20 on the back. I'll see you all down there. Let me know what you think of the video in the comments. I'll see you on the next one.